My friend sent me an edit of the Ice King of Simon Petrikov. No, so like the Ice King, but like it was about Simon. Okay? Now, I've watched Fiona and Cake. I've watched all of Adventure Time. I've watched Fiona and Cake. I've watched everything that Adventure Time has released, okay? But Fiona and Cake really, is really fun for Simon Petrikov. So I responded to it by saying, please don't make me think about Simon. I cannot be normal about him. And then I sat with that for a second and I was like, what is it with me and old men who get brainwashed? I've talked about, I love the brainwashing and amnesia in any capacity. The amount of old men that get like brainwashed or get their brain fucked with in some capacity that I am not normal about. Starting off with Nico D'Angelo, while he's not technically an old man, I mean, he's from the 1940s, lost his memories anyway. Moving on to Bucky Barnes, like, this is the actual pipeline of characters I got attached to in the last couple years. Yeah, so Nico D'Angelo, Bucky Barnes, Bucky Barnes, Bucky, anyway, Fiddleford McGucket, and Simon Petrikov. Or it's technically, I guess it's kind of the other way around, because I did watch Fiona and Cake before I got back into Gravity Falls, but like, I've spent more time thinking about Fiddleford than I have about Simon Petrikov. Probably for my own sake. I'm well aware the brainwashing and amnesia thing is probably a religious trauma thing. Why is it specifically brainwashed old men? And it's interesting because with Simon, he becomes the Ice King and he's kind of insane. With Fiddleford McGucket, old man McGucket. We know. But then you also have Bucky Barnes and Nico D'Angelo. It's like, half of them became emo, the other half went insane. Actually, okay, you know what? You know who's on this list of got brainwashed, but doesn't really meet either any of this criteria? Peter Millark. I'm very abnormal about Peter Millark. For a lot of reasons. Oh, but no. I have more feelings about Haymitch than I do about PETA now. But that's because of Sunrise on the Reaping. But Haymitch doesn't get brainwashed, so that's irrelevant. PETA does get brainwashed. He's not an old man. He kind of gets Winter Soldiered. Okay. And he doesn't become emo afterwards or go insane. So, I don't know, there's just brainwashing. Very interesting that two of them became kind of emo. Obviously, neither of them technically became emo. Like, Nico is, he's described as being emo, but I don't think Rick fully knows what being emo means, so. And then Bucky, he literally just becomes an annoyed old man. Sebastian Stan has described him as being, like, a grumpy old man. No, a grumpy old man. He becomes a grumpy old man. That's correct. I was gonna say angry, and I was like, that's not correct. No, he's a grumpy old man. That's correct. Which also could apply to Nico D'Angelo. He's just a grumpy old man. And then again, Ice King and Old Man McGucket. They're just kind of insane. I don't know what this video was. I think I had a point. I don't know what it is anymore. Anyway. What the fuck is wrong with me? I think that's the point. I think that was the point of the video. What the fuck's wrong with me? I'm wearing Bill Cipher earrings, so that's probably a start.